Hey everyone, welcome to episode 6 of the Around the Campfire podcast. I'm Chris. I'm joined today by George.
Yeah, I'm me. I'm George. I'm me.
Vlad
start.
is back again for
Yeah.
some reason. Hey Vlad.
It is I, Vlad.
Yes.
And Claudia's back for her second week in a row.
Hi.
Yes. Welcome.
Illegal.
What miracle?
4 people in one podcast? What is this?
All
What?
4 of us actually doing it. Yeah.
So hey chat if anyone's in chat. Hello.
We've got 3 viewers currently. I think that's probably.
I think that might be us.
Just. I'm not watching it, so at least one of us. Yeah.
Probably.
To the one viewer that's watching us, hello.
Yes. Welcome. Okay, so I think our first topic was going to be we finally, with the help of you guys, decided the name for our game. So I don't know who wants to actually read it out.
Why don't you bring the
I've got the
polls
poll up.
Bring the poll up on the
yeah.
screen.
Yeah. So.
And Vlad, I guess gets the honour of reading out what it is because
Okay.
we'll explain afterwards why.
Yes.
But let me just bring the show poll up on my end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
wait. I forgot what the full name was.
We're probably going to shorten the name slightly.
yeah, it is a very long name.
Okay. So.
Drum roll if you please.
Yeah. The winner is the last Cloud Bastion War of the Obelisk.
Yeah.
It's 49%.
By a
overall.
landslide.
Yeah, so quite a lot.
So good job
Yeah,
to
that was
everyone
Vlad's
who
name.
wanted that name.
Yeah, that
Yes,
was
so-
Vlad's name. He decided it. He came up with it.
So we should explain the context of the 5. We didn't say this, but the 5 suggestions. Each one of us gave one suggestion, and then Luke, who you've seen in this podcast before, and the cow on YouTube, has also did one of the suggestions. So the one that won is Vlad's. So good job, Vlad.
Well done, Vlad.
Followed by Claudia's, mine, Luke's, and then poor George's at the end.
Mine was the last one.
But
Sad.
so the last Cloud Bastion War of the Obelisk. I think we're shortening it slightly,
It's quite
aren't we?
it's quite a long name, isn't it?
I was thinking we might just call it Cloud Bastion.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
because like, you can't really abbreviate it. It'd be like TLCB.
Also, you got to imagine your app name. It's not going to fit.
Yeah.
So it might. So the full game might just be Cloud Bastion. So we'll see.
We'll see. Maybe
But this should be the official name.
This will be official name, but I think the app name will be Cloud Bastion because I am not going to be going to like events or whatever and be like, hey, have you tried my game, The Last Cloud Bastion War of the Obelisk? No.
We could maybe have it so you know the name of the app like on your home screen is Cloud Bastion, but then when you actually open the game, like our title is going to say the full thing.
Yeah, just for like a second you'll see.
Yeah,
With-
yeah.
with a little jingle,
Yeah.
which leads on to the music, George.
Yeah, speaking of jingles, so I have a friend who is a music student, and he's offered to do some work on the soundtrack for our game. And none of this is final, but he's just been kind of sending some things over to see, see if we like what he's been working on. So I was going to play one of the
Pretty cool stuff.
tracks that he's
Make sure
sent.
your desktop audio is
Yes, it's definitely playing. Hopefully this isn't too deafening. It's not too long, only 30 seconds.
I don't think it's playing. It's shortened automatically to CBW audio. So I don't think it's going to shorten everything.
Yeah, so obviously it's very early. That's why it ends quite abruptly. But that's going to be probably sort of track that will be used in like a battle scene. So quite an intense scene. There will be, of course, lighter tracks. That's not going to be like the opening track.
Realize my lighting's terrible.
Oh yeah, much better. I can see you now. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting.
So that's
hopefully,
the first demo we've received from your
Yeah.
friend.
Yes. So hopefully he'll create more cool stuff like that. Yeah, I think
for
that's
sure.
sounds pretty good. It's very talented.
So yeah, give us your feedback about it.
Yeah, we can pass it on to him. But he's very good. So I wasn't sure what to talk about next. We've got some more updates on our game, the progress.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been working on the system to create your own main character. So when you start the game, you're going to be able to set up your own character, the one that you play as. But then the others will be randomly generated, like the ones that you can hire to join your party. So I was working on this. It's not really very exciting to look at, but I'll show it nonetheless. So of course it won't look like this in the final game. I think I've said that about everything I've made, but you can obviously you can set your name. So I can just put Tess. You can pick your class, but the bit that took me the longest was this cosmetic panel. So these will obviously be filled with actual cosmetics, not some awful drawing of a hat that I made in paint. And then you'll be able to select these, and then it does apply it, but obviously we haven't got it to actually shows it yet. But it will apply them to this test character, which also won't be a sphere or a bean. If you watch the game stream, you might see it as a bean.
Beans.
And yes, and then you'll be able to obviously customize it and hit create, and it will make a character. So that's what I've been working on, and then on the art side, Claudia had been working on some more art, of course, and I have an example of one of the critters.
Yeah, I mean, I can. Yeah, I mean, I can share more sketches if you want.
Yeah, definitely. Let me pull this up earlier. Sorry. Yeah, so it's this one here. Just an example. So I think it also looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about making it cyberpunkish.
That'd be cool.
We'll have to see. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fantasy game, so we'll think about it.
Yeah, well, I like Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's good.
In the right setting. Yeah, no, so Cloud's been working on some fun stuff. So
Only 57 more years until it comes out.
We'll talk about it later.
Yes, yeah, we've got that later.
Yeah, no, so cool little sketch of it now. There's gonna be lots of cute critters that it looks very Scribblenauts to me. That sketch.
I like Scribblenauts.
They kind of cartoony. It's good. It's good. I like.
Never really played Scribblenauts.
Owls are cool. They are very cool, Sam. Okay. So, what else is going on, George? I haven't worked on much lately, to be fair, so I can't show off.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean,
much.
we've been busy on other things.
I showed my big thing last time.
Yes, that was great.
Last week's podcast was very well received. We're very proud of it. If you want to see some of the biggest elements of the game so far that we can show off, then check out last week's on the Campfire podcast, or Campfire number 5. We showed off Vlad's whole semi-working battle system. So give us feedback about that. The reception was really like last week's podcast. How many views is it on? Like 120. It did
130 now.
It's on quite a few.
Yeah. So thanks a lot for the feedback, everyone. It's always makes us feel good when you guys don't completely hate the stuff that we're doing. So thanks. That's all I could ask for is don't completely hate.
Owls are cool, Sam. Owls are cool.
Owls are so cool. Okay.
Yep.
I feel like so we will say though first this podcast is going to be maybe a bit shorter one because we don't have that much to talk about.
Yeah, we've got quite a few community questions we can answer. I don't know if you want to do one today.
Oh, Sam Chalmers asked, can you do a summary of the game?
A summary?
I'll leave that to you, Vlad.
When you say summary,
quickly recap to us what the game is.
Yeah.
What is the game? What are we selling? What are we doing?
The game is a mobile JRPG style game. It's turn-based, obviously. It will feature about 5 chapters. You'll have a tavern where you'll be able to recruit randomly generated heroes. Those heroes will be killable in the game and you lose them forever, so that's why we are generating them constantly for you in the tavern. We'll feature a bunch of dungeons, about 15 I believe.
15
will be the number. Yeah. But that's about it.
Yeah. So just
I don't want to spoil the story, so I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, without getting into detail, yeah. So it's a turn-based RPG for mobile with permadeath, basically. You'll be asked to recruit your characters, form your party, and do whatever you're doing in RPG games. Go on quests.
Yeah.
Which
And,
you'll know more about later.
Let's cover the permadeath because Sam seems quite interested in that.
Permadeath's cool.
So yeah, I mean, that's why the characters are kind of randomly generated. So you'll be able to recruit these randomly generated characters with different stats and names and classes and all that. And then if they die, then you can go buy more.
Has there ever been a roguelike JRPG before? I don't know if there were any.
I don't know.
Roguelike JRPG games.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's what we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heroes
as in classes. Hero. When do we say hero? Yeah, I mean hero as in like characters in your party, and there'll be different classes which we're gonna ask later because I just realised it's been put in the community questions what the classes are. So what do you know?
So it has. Shall we move on to our questions? We've got quite a few.
Were there any other big points?
I haven't got much else really. I think questions are good.
Yeah. So Sam, because you seem interested, if you have any questions, is there going to be a level up system? Probably not in the demo. So demo's coming out in December, but there will be a character progression system later on. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them here or in the Discord. So yeah. Let's start community questions, George.
Okay, yes, I've got it.
Do you have that fancy?
I do. It
display?
mostly picked itself up actually. It's working alright. So yeah, our top question is what software? Oh, from Ian. What software are you using for artwork, 3D, UI, etc.?
It's Ian's first question.
Yes. So
Ian's one of our university lecturers.
Yeah, he's one of our lecturers. So I can answer for for the game we're using Unity, and also we're using, or at least I'm using Visual Studio for the programming side of that. What about for art and 3D? Maybe you and Claudia can answer that.
Yeah, I mean we can answer it. So personally, I use 3ds Max, so Autodesk.
I use Photoshop. And
then I was using Substance Painter for textures, but I think we're going to dial back a bit on those because they were a bit. So in a lot of screenshots, you saw nice reflections and details and stuff. I've realised they're a little bit too high resolution. They're a bit too much detail for a mobile game, so we might dial back on those textures a little bit. But yeah, for the most part, 3ds Max.
Yeah.
And Unity.
Okay. So
Lad, any points to add?
I mean, that's for the art stuff. We are obviously using Unity and Visual Studio for the programming bit.
I prefer Rider, but you know.
I like Visual Studio, although it does seem to have a tendency to not always work very well with Unity. At least in my experience.
Why does a great idea because it just codes for you? Why does
the lazy man's IDE? Yeah.
Why the developed by JetBrains is a programming IDE? But there's no IDE is a development platform, so where you write your code. But why does one of those ones where if you code badly, it basically tells you you're bad, do this instead? I can write whatever I want and then you go make code good and it will do that.
Sounds like IntelliSense but on steroids kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, our next question is about PS5 scalpers. So, how on earth there was a UK group that bought 3,500 PS5s. I think the answer to that is they've been using bots to kind of scalp the internet for them and just like buy them quicker than any human can, and then so I think that's the answer. Although it's I don't know, like they're just doing it to make money, aren't they? Like, it's not the nicest thing, but like if they can do it, why wouldn't they?
It's not illegal.
No, exactly. It's not illegal. Yeah. Just buying and selling. But like,
to be fair, it's kind of crappy, but like it is a good business move.
Yeah. So like, if you look at PS5s, like there's the cheapest one I can see on here. There's one on bid that's brand new. That's got 20 bids. That's £1,000.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if you can buy 3,500 PS5s for 500 quid, and then double your money on them, then it's like. You're set for life by just buying a whole bunch of PS5s. To be fair, so
like this one, 900 quid. It's just like crazy.
Why would you even buy a PS5 at that price? I mean,
I think it's just people who have who are impatient and just have the money and they just think screw it. I'd rather just not wait. But then that kind of encourages people who are doing this to do it more. So it's like it's an endless cycle, really. But...
Yeah, I know we're saying that it's a good business move, but we don't condone.
I mean, I'm on PC, which
has
has enough scalping. Like I think 3070s are still.
Yeah, George
massively
scalped
marked
to get a 3090.
Oh no, I paid full price for that.
You paid more than full price for that. You paid way too much for that.
No, I paid retail price. That's why I got it.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's the only reason I got it. Because I got it. It was in stock. Because if you look,
You didn't listen to the story. George said that he wanted the 3080, but the 3080 was more expensive than the
3090.
Do you want to hear more about how George
was
bought
an entire
3090?
story.
Was that last week's podcast or the week
I
before?
think it might have been a week before. But yeah,
I
like
don't remember.
3080s. Look at this. Like that's literally what I paid for my 3090. It's like crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the next question?
Vlad, take the next question.
Can we name the characters in the game? What happens when they die? Is there a graveyard or somewhere to go remember them and the good times they had together? The character that you customize at the beginning of the game, you can name, and that character, fortunately, when it dies, it doesn't. If it dies, you just basically lose the specific dungeon that you are in or so, but you get to keep the character. The other characters that we randomly generate and such will die, and their names will also be quote-unquote randomly generated, chosen from a list, depends. And they will just go poof, I guess.
We also talked a little bit last week about possibility for legendary characters that you guys could create.
Yeah, we talked about this. Those characters, if we are making them and organizing those competitions for you to name them and customize them, when they die, they'll just go back into the shop rotation and will be available again to hire.
For sure.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, main character, yes. Other ones, no, not really. But go ahead and design a character and we'll put it in the game. So.
All right. So the next question is: did any of you get any good Black Friday deals? I haven't. I haven't bought anything, but partly because I've spent way too much money recently, so I don't really want to buy anything. What about any of you? You got any good Black Friday deals?
No.
I got a Black Friday deal on my phone contract, so I got more. I managed to get like 5 times the amount of data for the same price, and the Pixel 4a. So, new phone. So fancy.
Pixel's good.
So nice.
Pixel's a good phone.
This is my first Android phone for the last probably 5 years at this point.
Finally joined the better side.
I bought a new phone on Black Friday. Anything from you two, Vlad and Claudia?
Nope.
I just bought a headset.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, what headset?
Yeah. HX.
HyperX.
Yeah.
Yeah, HyperX are good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Alpha Cloud, something like that.
Cloud Alpha.
Still seems best headphones.
You both should have got webcams for Black Friday.
Hey, okay, everyone in the chat, bully these two because they both have webcams.
Yeah.
Both of these two here have webcams. They just pretend they don't because they don't want to be on camera.
Yeah.
So bully them. Especially Vlad. Bully Vlad.
Yeah, Vlad even has his on earlier and he just turns it on.
Vlad,
not true.
Vlad, put your camera on.
No, that's not true.
So yeah, so if you don't just look at mine and George's beautiful faces, and you want Vlad at least to be on camera, then make a petition and
that's
he'll
quite
be on
a
camera.
far-fetched argument.
Alright, so the question after that is, who watched the leaked Cyberpunk PS4 gameplay? What were your thoughts on it? Should they have done it or keep it quiet? I think I did find the gameplay. I'm not going to show too much of it for a couple of reasons, but I will
I personally didn't watch it because I don't want to get spoiled.
It's more the fact that I've got the leaked gameplay up now, but like I'm okay showing this because what CG Projekt Red did is just release the gameplay but their own. Let me just find it. Where is it? Because they basically just released the same thing here the other day.
Oh, so after it got leaked?
Yeah, they just did literally the exact same thing. Like it's
they just shadow dropped the gameplay.
Yeah, like this is literally the same scene. So yeah, it's. I don't know if that was prompted by this leak or if they just we're gonna do this anyway.
Maybe they leaked it.
Yeah,
it was probably prompted. Actually, knowing Cyberpunk and how much of a troll CD Projekt Red are, they probably leaked it themselves.
Yeah, well, it's basically this video. I've got the sound muted, but it's a bunch of like probably high people. They sound cool. High, who were like just kind of talking in the background while playing this game, and it's like seeing the comments on the side. It's like, how on earth did you get this? It's like this guy's streaming it on his PS4. It's crazy.
This is my first look at it, looking at your screen, and
Oh yeah,
I like how vibrant it is.
it's a good looking game. It looks cool. This is on the PS4 as well. Like, imagine what the PC version or next gen version would look like.
That's my one hope for Cyberpunk, is that I don't want it to be a grungy. Like, I know it's supposed to be like dark cyberpunk kind of stuff, but I hope it's like colourful. You know, I hope there's a lot of neon.
I think it looks really good. Like,
because it looks good, but like my fear of it was that it would be like you know that era of PS3 games where everything was great.
Yeah.
Where like what games was that? There was like the Assassin's Creed games.
I say all the Call of Duties were like grey. You know, just grey.
All the games in the PS3 era for a little while were just different shades of grey. So I'm hoping maybe like looking at it now, it is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I'm
hoping it's like neon vibrant.
Yeah, I think it will be. Like it's a pretty spectacular looking game. I think, especially as that's like, you know, essentially last gen now. So yeah, very cool.
Very, very cool. Are you guys getting it? That's the next question.
I think I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it on my Xbox.
I will probably wait till it's cheap and then pick it up.
Yeah.
Like, it is one of these games that it's gonna be like sure, it's gonna be 60 quid on retail, isn't it? Or 70?
It's like
55.
It's 50 or 49.
Yeah, it's 49.99.
But like, I'm guessing that it's gonna be 20 quid at some point. You know, like.
No, eventually.
In a couple of
in a few
years.
years. Like, if you look at GTA 5, look at GTA 5. That took a very long time to depreciate. Like,
It's still like 20.
Yeah, it's still about £20. It's crazy.
Maybe some. Is it releasing on Steam?
Cyberpunk is, it's on all platforms.
Maybe some Steam key websites that we don't condone.
Yeah, well, you probably can get it for free because, like, I don't know if you know this, but you know, Good Old Games or GOG, that's owned by CD Projekt Red, who make Cyberpunk. And their big thing is they don't put DRM on their game. So what that means, if you don't know, it means there's no copyright protection. So
GOG means Good Old Games?
Yeah, Good Old Games. You don't know that?
If they release it on Epic.
I thought it was like Gun of Games or something like that.
Anyway, there'll be no DRM, so you can just copy it and give it to someone else. And there's no copy protection. I believe they're going to.
That's the same with Epic. If they release it on Epic, it will get cracked in like half an hour.
Yeah. So you probably just get it for free if you really
want. I look forward to playing Cyberpunk whenever I do.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm also realizing just one weird thing when you're like, I never realized on the stream compared to on camera. We're both flipped. Why are we flipped on actual stream?
Probably because...
Why not?
Like, I'm always looking to the wrong side.
I don't know, really. Moving on.
Okay, never mind.
We blow our brains trying to think about it.
Yes, and I'm looking for the Cyberpunk.
Yes.
Maybe one of those games that I kind of watch Let's Plays for a while, more than playing
Well,
it.
I think it's going to be a lot of content to wade through there. So.
When does it come
out? December 10th. So about 2 weeks.
Maybe. Nah. Are we too family friendly to play it on stream?
I mean, I'm happy to play it on stream.
There's a streamer mode, so it
it gets rid of the copyright
removes all nudity and copyright music.
Okay, so if it's...
There you go.
Like, yeah, if you guys want us to put on the release day, whenever that is, which 2077 probably is when it comes out. Whenever Cyberpunk comes out, if you want us to do a first impressions of it, we could do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Claudia, why don't you do the next question? So Claudia is the one after the who watched the leaked Cyberpunk PS4 gameplay.
Yeah, in the community questions.
What came in 2021?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Apart from your own of course, are you most looking forward to playing?
Yeah, let's start with that
no
one.
idea.
I think there's a few questions in one. Let's start with that one.
I have no idea because I have no idea what's coming out.
If Cyberpunk is delayed, then Cyberpunk.
Is anything coming out in 2021 from what? Is anything confirmed?
I'm sure there's lots of things that are confirmed, but not much.
To be honest, the Harry Potter game.
I don't know about that. I haven't heard.
Yeah, it's an RPG. It looks amazing.
Who's developing it though?
Warner Bros. A studio from Warner Bros.
So some Warner Bros. Game Studios.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up 2021 games.
Yeah, personally, I have no idea what's coming out. Yeah, it's probably gonna be us to look up a list and just be like,
or
wait,
even
games coming
Halo.
out.
Halo would be cool.
Oh yeah, I've heard about Halo. Apparently, Hitman 3 is coming out next year. Far Cry 6.
I really enjoyed. I enjoyed Hitman 2.
Yeah, Hitman's quite
2021
fun.
video game releases, according to Games Radar Plus.
This is what I'm looking at for people who are
Whoa,
curious.
that's a lot.
There's a lot of games.
To be confirmed video game releases. I don't know. I basically have to wait to E3.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that we get. This is my inner Nintendo fan coming out, but I'm hoping that we get more information about Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Breath of the Wild 1 is amazing, and it's a 10 out of 10 game. If anyone's played it, don't know it's amazing. But Breath of the Wild 2 was teased E3 2019, I believe.
Yeah.
So we were hoping to see more about it this year, but then COVID-19.
Nothing bad happened.
So hopefully we'll get some information about or Metroid Prime 4. So hopefully some more Breath of the Wild 2 information next year, and if that comes out, then I'm playing it, and we're gonna enjoy the heck out of it. I love Nintendo games, so anything Nintendo, pump up.
Fair enough.
I don't know much about what else is coming out.
So,
Cloud, do you want to continue?
Sure. And how on earth did TSMC create a 3nm production node?
this is quite a niche question. I think it's. I give you some background explanation of what that means if you're.
I have no idea what that means.
Okay, so
yeah.
I'm slightly get the explanation wrong. Basically, with computer equipment, so like CPUs and GPUs, they're built on a process. The silicon is on a certain process, and I believe that nanometer means the gaps between the transistors on the silicon die. So the short of that is the smaller the gap, the more efficient the chip can be.
Oh, and the less heat it produces, right?
Yes, I believe so. Like I believe CPUs, Intel are stuck on 14 nanometers for a very long time. That's kind of a meme. AMD, I think, is on 10 nanometers.
I think they do 7 now. Right?
7 nanometers, sorry. Yeah, I think you're right. So 3 nanometers is quite crazy. As he says, it's the region of 250 to 300 million transistors per square millimeter of silicon. So I don't know is the answer. I'm not clever enough to know how they did that. They're probably very smart. I think is the answer to that. Yeah, but it's very cool though.
That was way over my head. Computer go bebop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how they did that. Anyway, our next question is what types or classes of characters are going to be in the game? I think I kind of showed that off in the demo I showed earlier, where I had that little drop-down menu. So yeah, we've got mages, warriors, druids, and archers are the 4 classes.
Yep. So these are the 4 demo classes. In the full game, I think we're going to keep the same classes but have specializations. So in the full game, when you do this comes back to questions that Sam asked earlier. There's going to be character progression, so there's going to be like skill trees and that kind of stuff. But you have the base 4 classes, and then you're able to specialize into like fire, wizard, or whatever, that kind of stuff. So yeah, mages for which start. I'm guessing in our base game they are basically ranged DPSs. But we can have like support mages and stuff down the line. Druid, I'm not quite sure what druid class is. What kind of class is the druid, Vlad?
Tank, melee damage, range damage, healer.
Yeah, and then we have our warrior who DPS kind of, and then what was the 4th class? I forget.
The archer.
Archer, yeah. So pew pew.
I like pew pew. Okay, and then next up is what's your go-to meal deal at Tesco, or other supermarkets and food providers can also be chosen.
I don't know.
I gotta be honest. I gotta start with I don't buy a lot of meal deals.
Yeah, we're too fancy for meal deals.
Yeah, I think at least before everything was closed, Wetherspoons was our.
We just go to Spoons.
Was just where we go. We just go to Spoons. Yeah, pretty much. Especially for myself with a discount. But that's pretty much where we'd go, to be honest.
Charlie, if you're still watching and you have any meal deal suggestions, do share.
Yeah. I don't know. I just know you can get a sandwich and like a drink and some crisps. Although I never usually eat the crisps.
I personally stopped buying stuff from Tesco because of personal reasons.
All right.
Why? Okay. For personal reasons, sure. Like Vlad Vlad's got personal vendetta against Tesco. They told him once, "You shall not enter," and he was like, "No, I will bigot Tesco's." The political or social views of Vlad Savinko do not represent the company of Campfire Games.
All right, do you want to read the next
Tesco's,
question?
please sponsor us.
Do you want to read the next question, Chris?
Can do. Are there going to be any animals in the game, Claudia?
We've already showed off one, didn't we?
Well, yeah.
Is an owl an animal though? It's like a bird.
Yes,
Yeah, birds are animals, so.
Humans are also animals, so yes.
Yeah.
No, yeah, so if anyone else wants to explain this, do feel the pitch in, but like one of the first areas in the game is a big fairy forest, so you want to imagine magical creatures of all sorts, and non-magical creatures, or some creatures that you might know but somehow magical. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Like
going
a
to
bear.
there's going to be some animals for sure. That's a very specific question.
Well,
Asian Millie definitely wants animals.
like
If there's no
Yeah.
animals, you're not buying.
What games inspired you to create yours?
I think that's one of the questions that we answer every single podcast.
I think so. It's quite a common question. It's not a
Yeah.
bad question. I think last time we couldn't really think of anything, could we?
I would say Octopath Traveler.
Octopath Traveler is.
I haven't played that before.
The art style is a bit inspired by that.
I love the art style of Octopath Traveler. I'd love to play some Octopath Traveler at some point on stream.
Play it on stream.
I need to like do some like personal streams as well, so we can just play Octopath Traveler.
Mm.
Octopath Traveler, George, knowing how quick George is, he might have some content up on the screen right now.
I was just putting it up, yes.
Octopath Traveler is a JRPG game released by Square Enix.
When I say
Yeah.
the art style may have been inspired by that, is the fact that
Yeah.
backgrounds in the world is 3D and the characters are 2D in Octopath
yeah.
Traveler.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think Octopath Traveler is the first who did it. Like that's
No, I
definitely-
don't think, but it's the one that I knew of.
There's stuff like I think Ring of Fire might have been one of the earliest ones or whatever it's called. But yeah, Octopath Traveler, I really like the art style, and that's one inspiration because it's the 2D on 3D. And then not much else really. I mean, I don't think there's any like mobile games that inspired me particularly.
No.
Maybe it's like is Summoner's War or something on Vlad's radar. Definitely had it in the back of his mind when thinking about it.
Yeah, and there's also one called Dungeon Boss, I think. Kind of
But yeah.
bit of the where you fight stuff.
For this specific game,
inspired.
I'd say like definitely inspired by JRPG games. Mostly because of that turn-based system, but yeah.
If you want to see
Nothing
some more gameplay of the
particularly
game, then check out the last podcast. I think we've already mentioned that. But,
I feel like we've
just
showed
keep
the
it
last
still.
podcast
Yeah,
like
well,
a
it's
few
good.
times.
Yeah.
Last podcast was epic. If you
It was
want
good.
to see some,
It was good.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to read the next question? Shall we to read the next question?
go ahead.
All right. Well, the next question is actually directed at Vlad, so yeah, I'll read it to Vlad. Vlad, does the battle system work on completely random results, or will there be ways to affect a battle with, say, buffs or equipment?
We never talked about equipment, but we talked about a potion system. Now we are not sure when this will be implemented, if at all. If we think the game needs it, we will add it. But that would be probably the only way to change some of the stats on your characters. And yeah,
Apart from
the battle
progression
system
tree.
is not completely random. It is based on the stats that the character have.
Yeah.
Some of the stats that the character have.
So not equipment as per se, because mostly we've got to keep in mind that this is a mobile game, so we're trying to keep it as much simplistic as possible. So we don't want to. Whereas a lot of JRPG games have the liberty of having a million menus. This is a mobile game, so we're trying to keep it simple. So no equipment, as to say, but there'll be some sort of buff system. Maybe some of our, maybe some specific skills. So like maybe we have some support skills for that. Maybe like some buffs and stuff. So maybe that kind of stuff. And there, in the final version, there will be a semi progression tree. So basically, there is a lot of random to it because we're going on that D&D kind of dice roll style. But you can definitely, you'll be in control of what you're doing. Yeah. And also, there's a quick time event system. So
Yes, yeah, that was cool.
if you're good at the quick time events, then you'll get extra bonuses. If you're not, then you know.
Cool. Well,
And then
that's all the.
The next things in the community questions are just a whole bunch of. Just
I think that was when
random
we were
names of games.
talking about the what games are coming out next year. He was just showing a few. I think it's really weird. He mentioned the Amazon MMO. I think it's weird how Amazon are making a game. Do you know about that?
Amazon making a game? Let's talk
Yeah,
about this,
Amazon.
George. I have no
Let me look
idea.
it up. I forgot
What?
what it's called. Yeah, made by Amazon Studios.
Oh jeez, Jeff Bezos is bored
New World.
again.
I think it's called New World. I'm pretty sure this is it.
Jeff Bezos is bored again.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Somebody
sure it's
tell
called New
Jeff
World.
New World.
Yeah, Amazon Games. Let me
Ooh,
pull this
to
up.
be fair, it does look cool.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. I think there was another one Amazon are making too. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure Amazon are making. I think they are making like a multiplayer shooter as well.
Upcoming New World is an upcoming massive multiplayer MMORPG by Amazon Game Studios set to be released in early 2021. Blah, blah. Set in the mid 1600s, players colonize a fictional land modeled after colonial America in the Atlantic Ocean. The game will be using a buy-to-play business model, meaning there will be no monthly mandatory subscription fee. Wikipedia is weird. They call it buy-to-play business model, so just,
Yeah,
you just buy the game.
normal. Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it looks cool.
yeah.
Weird. Oh, it's running on a specific engine that Amazon have created, the Lumberyard engine.
All right.
Amazon Lumberyard is a freeware cross-platform game engine developed by Amazon and based on the CryEngine.
All right. CryEngine's pretty cool. That's what Crysis runs on.
It's pretty cool. But like,
Oh,
first
yeah.
I hear from this.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at Wikipedia. Apparently, Amazon Games have been making games since 2010. So,
What games have they been making that we actually know about?
I don't think there are many mobile games. Amazon Game Studios, yeah, 2010 they made Airport Mania First Flight, or at least they published it. I don't know if they actually made it.
Airport Mania 2.
Interesting.
Then
I haven't
Air
played that.
Patriot,
That's it,
Simple
apparently.
Zoo, Lucky Escape, Living Classics, Tofu Fairy.
I'm pretty sure. I think
Tales from
Crucible
Deep
was one I
Space.
heard about, but it's been cancelled clearly. Yeah, free to play multiplayer third-person shooter. I think that was the one I saw.
Crucible is
cancelled it.
cancelled, and
Yeah,
so is a game called Breakaway.
Yeah, maybe it
Breakaway
was
was
that,
a team-based multiplayer brawler video game.
Yeah, I remember seeing one of these, and then yeah, both cancelled.
Oh, they're making a game for the Grand Tour series. You know,
Yeah.
the not Top Gear, but Amazon made it.
Amazon Gear.
show.
Yeah.
Amazon Top Gear, which I've only seen a little bit of. It's pretty good.
It is good. It's basically just if you liked old Top Gear, you'll like the Grand Tour. Like, I
It's a
think,
little bit too high production value. It's a bit too.
I don't know. The first season felt like that. The later seasons are much better. I think anyway. But yeah, no, I agree with you. On the first season, it was it felt kind of forced, just like they were just throwing money at it. But no, it's alright.
I think that covers most of what we're talking about at this point. I feel like we don't have
Yeah, well, we've been going for
Don't
about
much
40
else,
minutes, so
Yeah,
I think
I
we'll probably
mean,
wrap it up here.
people in chat or watching the stream. You have a few
We-
minutes if there's any.
We may
Last
have
minute
some more
burning
stuff
questions
next
you
week
want?
to show.
Hmm.
Oh, do we?
Maybe.
What stuff, Fred?
I've,
Give us a teaser.
I've been working on like some of the backgrounds for the battle scenes. Maybe
doesn't mean I
done
should-
by next
doesn't-
Friday.
Doesn't mean I should work on some of the backgrounds for the battle scenes.
I mean, I've been working on the technical stuff that would have the background there and would move the characters for the level.
Very cool. So look
Now
forward
it's
to
just
some more
cubes.
epic content.
It's just like some cubes that move around, but it may be better soon.
Get ready for some epic content
Yeah.
next week about that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, don't
Uh,
expect anything on the level of the battle system because that took months.
yeah.
yeah. So wait. Things. Yeah. Okay. So sorry, I just got confused again.
Got lost.
If any of you have any last minute questions, do ask us. We're about to sign off. I'll let George do a pop outro afterwards. But yeah, if you don't know about it, next Wednesday another game stream. I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know. Well, we'll do our usual poll, and then
Maybe we'll
Vote
try
on
to
it,
get
yeah.
Chris scared again.
You guys tried to scare me
Yeah,
this week. It failed
if you guys
miserably.
want more Phasmophobia, even though I know Chris doesn't, but
No,
if you guys
not-
if you
not-
guys do, vote for it.
Phasmophobia was incredibly not.
I
not
hate the
scary.
ghost AI. Sometimes
Yeah.
that ghost destroys you.
Yeah, and other times it doesn't do anything. It's
It's
quite.
like,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
I'm just
there's-
chilling, dude.
There's another. Oh no, there's no community questions. It's just
Yeah.
Shenandoah likes to use it. Talk sometimes. Yeah. So next Wednesday we'll do another game stream 8 p.m. Vote will be up in the Discord. I was thinking of the idea of doing an ultra hardcore, so like a competitive Minecraft game that could be fun. So we'll see about that. And then maybe some more spoopy games.
Yeah.
Maybe we could play an actual spoopy game and Chris could actually get scared this time.
Well, if you guys
Uh,
have any recommendations for games that you want that will get Chris scared, please put them in the chat. We'll put
If you
them
want
in
to challenge Chris
yeah.
to face any
Yeah.
spoopy game,
Yeah.
then the idea box on the servers for that,
Yes.
for you.
Put things in there.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So-
I don't think we're getting any more questions, so I think we should finish it up here.
Does Vlad want to do the outro, or do you want to do it, George?
Oh, Vlad can do it. I don't
I
think
thought
Vlad.
we haven't let Vlad do the outro yet.
Yeah, Vlad, do the outro.
Do
Say
epic
goodbye
outro,
to
Vlad.
everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. Arrivederci, Auf Wiedersehen, and all the others.
Have a good evening, everyone. See you next time. See you on Wednesday.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.